how would you feel if you were working at your job and then your business got shut down because of this pandemic, so you get laid off, and then you file for unemployment, and then you start looking for a new job, but no one's hiring, and then 3 months later, you get a call from your old job and they say, "Hey Bunty, how you doing? Come on back to work. We need you again." So now you get dressed up and you feel good and you go back to work and you're working like normal for a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks go by and then you get laid off again. Well, this is exactly what's happening right now as states are rolling back their lockdowns. What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh from theMinorityMindset.com and welcome to The Minority Mindset. With the virus surging faster than ever in America, states are saying, "Made you look," by taking back some of their reopenings. 16 states around the country have already opened up their economies and said that they are now rolling back their reopenings. These rollbacks are hurting restaurants, bars, and hotels the most because they were forced to shut down, and then they finally opened back up, and now they're shutting down again. Hotel Congress is a historic hotel in Arizona. And when this whole pandemic started in March, they had to shut their hotel down and they furloughed all their employees. Then on June 4th, 2020, they got the green light and they opened their hotel again and people went back to work. They weren't back up to full capacity with all their rooms booked, but at least they were making some money to sustain their business and it looked like their business was moving in the right direction. But that optimism was short-lived because on June 30th, 2020, just a few weeks after opening back up, they told their employees to go home again because they were laid off again because Arizona started rolling back their reopenings and so the hotel was shutting down again. Imagine being laid off or furloughed by the same company twice in just 3 months. Probably not a good feeling. But this is the situation that we are in. Unemployment was going down because states were opening their economies back up, so people were going back to work. But now with this virus resurging and states rolling back some of the reopenings, there's a very good chance that we're going to see unemployment start to tick up higher again because businesses are being forced to shut down for a second time. The real unexpected part is how soon we're seeing the second round of businesses shut down, because when this whole pandemic started, everybody was worried about the second wave of this virus coming in the fall. So September, October, November time when, things would die down and come back. And they were thinking that that would be the time where we would see lockdowns happen again. But in the United States, the first wave of this virus never went away. Cases went up, then they went flat, and now they're surging again. States started reopening their economies when cases of this virus were at this flat stage right here. And that caused this virus to now surge to new highs. So we're still in this first wave of this virus, which is kind of scary because the whole thought was, okay, we'll be able to contain this first wave, and then the second wave will happen in the fall, so September, October, November. But by then, we should hopefully have a vaccine coming out too, so that will be the end of the second wave, and that will be the end of this virus. But things might turn out a little bit different because this first wave hasn't gone away. So now there are talks of a potential second round of lockdowns happening in the summer, and we still have the risk for the second wave of this virus happening in the fall time. And if that happens, I don't want to say this, I really don't want to say this, but that means that there's a chance for a potential third round of lockdowns. I can't predict the future. Maybe that will happen, maybe it won't. Hopefully it won't. But our economy is in a tough situation because people want to go back to work and businesses want to go back to work, but this health issue is preventing any of that from happening. By the way, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button below because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't share our video with anybody else. The only way we can defend our country and our people and our economy against this pandemic is to make this virus go away. And one way to do that is with a vaccine. But a vaccine is still months away. The second option is to believe that this virus doesn't exist, and some people are already doing that. And the third option is to take more precautions and have more social distancing measures. Goldman Sachs, who is a Wall Street investment bank, not a doctor, said that a nationwide mask mandate could save our economy from a massive crash. Some of you might hear that and say, yeah, that's obvious. Why haven't we mandated wearing masks yet? It could save so many lives and it could help the economy start working again. Others of you might hear that and say, no way, wearing a mask impedes my right as an American. You can't tell me what to do. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but since I am a licensed attorney, I do want to spend just a second talking about the legal side of this dilemma, because this is probably going to be an intensely debated topic for the near future. The United States Constitution gives you the right to be free without a government telling you how to live your life. The government is not allowed to tell you what you should be wearing on Mondays. They can't tell you what job you should be doing, and they can't tell you what you should be eating after your workouts. You, the people, have that power. The whole idea is Americans have the right to live free and live the way that they want. So if you want to eat supersized fries and a 2-liter of Coke every day, that's your right as an American citizen. No, I'm serious. You might remember that New York tried to ban supersized sodas in the state to try to fight obesity, but the state lost that lawsuit because it was considered an infringement on people's rights. Because if you want to be obese, you have the right to do that in America. This is also one of the reasons why Obamacare was so controversial, because it essentially forced Americans to buy healthcare or pay a fine. And so the argument that many people had was, well, if the government can force me to buy healthcare, what's stopping them from forcing me to buy a red car as opposed to a black car, I guess? I'm getting off topic, but this is the legal reason why mandatory mask wearing is so controversial. Now, there's another reason, because some people don't want to believe that this virus exists, which is, I guess, their choice. But legally, the reason people have an issue with this mandatory mask wearing is because some people believe that it is an infringement on their rights as an American. So forcing people to wear masks isn't as easy as just passing a bill saying Americans need to wear masks, unless there's some special power used. But that isn't very easy to do, because this will probably result in a very long and heated court battle. And by the time that court agreement or debate is settled, then there will probably be a vaccine, and hopefully this virus will be gone by then. Now, going back to the economy, no matter what your thoughts are on this virus or vaccines, it doesn't matter, because the fact of the matter is that our economy cannot get better until this virus goes away. And the longer it takes us to contain this virus, the worse our economy is going to get hurt, the more Americans that are going to lose their jobs, and the worse it's going to be for America as a country long term. The United States national deficit is growing so fast because we are racking up our national debt faster than ever before. The government and the Federal Reserve Bank are working together to print an insane amount of money to throw it into the economy to keep it working by artificially pumping it. But it's just throwing money into a black hole until you fix the root cause of the problem. It's like trying to chop down a tree. I know this is not a tree, but for example's sake, it's like trying to chop down a tree by snipping off its leaves one leaf at a time. By the time you finish snipping the leaves off of one side of the tree, the leaves will have already started growing back and the tree will be bigger than before. There's a cost to printing all this money with the devaluation of the dollar and long-term inflation. But the bigger issue right now is the government and the Fed can print as much money as they want and throw it at the problem. But this money isn't going to fix the problem unless we fix the root cause of this problem, which is the virus. That means, yeah, we as people might have to make sacrifices and do things we don't want to do for a little while for the betterment of our country and for the betterment of our economy, so people can go back to work and so people can have jobs again and so our economy can start working again, and for the betterment of people so people don't get sick. Like the European Union opened up travel to more than a dozen countries around the world, but they specifically banned travelers from America, from the United States, to enter Europe or these countries because of the high risk of spreading this virus. That's not what you want to hear as the world superpower, that you're banned from entering Europe. Now, while there's a lot of negative news here, that doesn't mean that you can't find the positive. With every crisis comes opportunity, and that's especially true when it comes to the economy. Now, I'm not going to go over how to find specific investment deals in this video, but I am talking about that on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you do that. But we're in a situation where the companies that were hurting because of this pandemic will probably continue to hurt unless they can find a way to innovate very quickly. And if we continue to see cases of this virus to go up, then there is a very good chance that we're going to see more businesses shut down and we're going to see more Americans lose their jobs, which would hurt the economy and hurt lots of businesses. This can create opportunity for you to invest in great companies at huge discounts, but the key is you need to pay attention to what's happening in the world. That way you can use your money the right way. And if you're thinking, but Jaspreet, if only there was an easy way to do that. Well, there is. That's why we created the free Minority Mindset newsletter, where our team first breaks down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet. That way you can be smart with your money. This newsletter is completely free, and you can subscribe to our free finance and business newsletter by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. By the way, our financial news emails are separate from our financial education emails. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend. That way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about what you should be buying during this 2020 crisis to help build wealth, I already made a video on it, and you can watch this video on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.